Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay. Always appreciate you for tuning in live or replay. We're going to do an episode today, 142, part 2, fake money versus gold and silver. And this is just a great topic to talk about live or in the replay with a lot of families that contact the vault and they ask these type of questions. A lot of people say that there's no such thing as money. We want to address that. The reason why it's called fake money is because so many people think that the money is fake and it's actually not. Money is just a form and a medium of exchange of energy. We're very aware of that, ladies and gentlemen, in the States or wherever you are in the world. In the world today, there is a commercial exchange traditionally, or people would consider private exchanges, but nevertheless, they're exchanges. And so we wanted to, we could do so many different episodes where it looks like savings versus investing. We're going to do episode 142, part 2, fake money versus gold and silver, which is still going to share with you all how gold and silver is a savings to the vault, and so we like that position. That's the position that we like is the gold and silver. So we like the position of gold and silver. Great position traditionally. Even collectible art, jewelry. You know, so many people are missing out right now on the gold rush. So many people are missing out on the silver rush. You know, it's interesting. We shared at the vault that there is a asteroid that has been discovered recently, uh, and it has gold and as a metal on it predominantly. And we shared with you all, ladies and gentlemen, that we are living in 2019, and yes, there are laws that are being passed that people are that governments, if they can get to specific these extraterrestrial rocks and things of that nature, that they can be the first to mine it, and they have claiming rights to it. And so those laws have been passed. You all can go search those laws out, space laws. They are those things are real, and so you all can see those things. But particularly for the gold and silver, uh, once again on the asteroid, they were talking about the gold. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna really, I guess, dive deep real quick into the gold and silver market and really share with you all the okay. We've addressed that gold and silver, they're not veins. It's not liquid. It's not liquid gold. It's not liquid silver. It's an actual metal. It's something that's found, base metal. And so these are long-term equitable markets, even outside of your real estate. They're equitable markets. People say gold and silver have no value, but for some odd reason, they're like a Bitcoin. They're valued in multiple dollars. It's not $1. If you look at a silver dollar, it says $1, but it's valued in what, couple 15, $16 in the States and wherever else is valued right now in 2019 July. So gold and silver have equitable value, and we see that even with the aspect of ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, gold and silver is in your cell phones. Okay, so by gold and silver being in your cell phones, Apple has a program that extracts gold and silver from the cell phones. And they have a recycling program that recycles the gold and silver. Who do you think is the beneficiary of the gold and silver that they receive through recycling? When you recycle your cell phone, who do you think receives that gold and silver back? And they're recycling, they say. They're extracting the gold and silver and other metals and reusing it. or cashing it in and getting a tax write off for recycling to extract gold and silver. Fake money. Fake money is what people like to believe is no money. There is a such thing as money. Gold and silver is a form of money. It's a store of value. When people traditionally, at one point in time, talked about money, they talked about a store of value. Real estate, a store of value. And so now there's these positions where people are saying there's fake money even in the crypto market. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, we'll share with you all deeper moves that are going on in the crypto space. Warren Buffett recently has taken on a lunch with pretty much the crypto giants. There's going to be some crypto giants in the room that are going to do lunch with this man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Warren Buffett's an older gentleman, so he may not be very exposed to that market. But by him being in a room with people that are smarter than him, that have the drive, that have the passion to develop the industry, oh, you're going to see him get enlightened. People that have the technical know how. See, who do you think Warren Buffett is investing? He's investing in the business or the people? I would like for all you all that are in the chat, type in what is Warren Buffett investing in? Is he investing in the people or the business? Because this is where failure or success leads, ladies and gentlemen, in the big investing game. This is investment now. He's not running the business. Warren Buffett doesn't run the business. He's the investment portfolio manager for Berkshire Hathaway. He looks at businesses and the company acquires them. He looks at businesses, ladies and gentlemen. So, what is he investing in? Is he investing in the business or the people? And I'm going to share with you all the secret of success. And anyone in the chat, Warren Buffett is investing in the people. Anytime Warren Buffett acquires a company, he fires the management team. He puts his own management in. He's gotten companies for a steal of a deal because their management was bad. He saw the value in the asset. Some people would say it's the company, but he literally invested in people. He has a team that comes in, manages the company. Now you would say, well, doesn't he keep people? He fires them. Warren Buffett is an individual that's going to sit in a room now with people that know something that's like gold and silver. Why? Because they got it in limited quantities. Let's address what makes something the gold and silver caliber. It's in limited quantity. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe, we could believe in the higher sources and that, somehow there's an asteroid floating by because that's how the gold and silver gets here is through an asteroid hitting the earth. Whether you know it or not, there's the gold gets here through asteroids, which is interesting. It's exciting to know that, like, wow, most people weren't born knowing, oh, wow, gold and silver and some of these metals, they get to the earth through rocks hitting, asteroids hitting the earth. Yes, that's how it happens. Because there's no silver vein, there's no gold vein. So then they got the asteroid floating in space. So now it's in limited quantities on Earth. It's actually in limited quantities. That's why they're trying to get the space and extract this off of asteroids. And they're passing laws that whoever can get to the asteroid first and get a mining team on it, they have rights. It's almost like they're putting their flag there. People say, oh, gold and silver has no value. Why are they spending dollars to get the space to get more gold and silver? And other metals, foreign metals. They're talking about electric metals. You know the like space rocks and stuff that you see in Superman and all that good stuff. Now they're looking to get those rocks from space. Really powerful new metals that haven't been seen on Earth on the periodic table yet. But people say there's a thing called fake money. The fake money is thinking that your birth certificate is actually worth something. It's only worth what you go out and work and make it worth, to be completely honest. And we're excited about that because now it's even playing field. It's just a document, and we're gonna put some zeros and some numbers to the actual paper through work ethic and sweat, and not the handout that someone says, "Well, this is how much you potentially are worth because you were born." Wow, someone wanted to be made a statistic. We care not to be the odds. We beat the odds. The odds aren't going to be in your favor if it's fixed. See, people want to walk into a fixed market. Oh, can everybody's birth certificate be worth the same amount of money? No. Why? Because that's a fixed game. And guess what? Every market is fixed. Well, guess what? Not every market is fixed. Gold and silver may look like it's fixed. To a degree, it's fixed. But if it's an asset, if you sell it, it's worth more or less than maybe you acquired it for. A dollar's a dollar as a dollar as a dollar as a dollar always supposed to be a dollar. You really don't give up a dollar for 50 cents because the dollar's worth more than the 50 cent. But we all know that you could still exchange. So it's not fake. We want to share with you a simple one. Here's a good one. We share this one in training. If if paper money was gonna go away, why haven't they gotten rid of pennies yet? Why haven't they gotten rid of change, quarters, dimes, and nickels? Why haven't they gotten rid of that? That would be the first thing to go. It weighs more than paper, we would think. They took out the copper out the pennies, it's not real copper in there. They took out the nickel and the nickels, it's not real nickel in there. Do you know that those are metals? Do you want to know why they stopped doing that, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's a limited quantities on the planet. So why would they keep doing that? Why would they keep mining for things that are in limited quantities to put into what they consider common people's pockets to walk around with? Why would they do that? And they stopped doing that. It's not in, well, yeah, copper's not in circulation with pennies unless you have an old penny. Or nickel's not in circulation unless you have a old nickel. Still real, still tangible asset. So, ladies and gentlemen, definitely want to do an episode about fake money. They didn't get rid of the change yet, so they're probably not going to get rid of paper in our lifetime. So don't bank on that theory. So many people are looking to bank on that theory, not just in crypto space, but bank on that theory. Like, really? So, gold and silver is a part of the precious metals. A lot of people ask about the precious metals, about the they say, a lot of people always have this big question about gold and silver still, and it's like, really, like we were awake in history class. It's been something that's been considered an exchange or monetary value for a long time. Like, this is an ancient tool. Like even mentors would say that this is considered God's money. Like, they're getting a blessing from God, quote unquote, with an asteroid floating across the atmosphere long enough for them to extract some stuff and bring it back down there. Like, it's a blessing to have that, because when you understand the value of gold, it's not just a metal, it's actually a conductor. It can conduct electricity, ladies and gentlemen. Like, they use gold wiring and electricity, just like we say it's in your cell phone. It's something that is a conductor of electricity. And so it goes beyond that. It has tangible value. When we talk about the silver, it has tangible value in your cell phone. When people say, oh, invest in stocks, why would I invest in a stock when I already know that you got silver in your cell phone and everyone standing around me has silver in their cell phone? I'm just gonna go get more silver. Why? Because it's running out. From what they say, they've done seismographs. If I was an investor in the environment, wouldn't I know the background and the history of the environment? Yes, the investor environment says there's limited quantities. This is a savings, a hedge. It's a savings. A lot of people come and ask, is it investment? Well, are you selling silver to a medical company that's utilizing silver in medical equipment? Are you
selling silver to space companies? Are you selling gold to space companies? They utilize gold over the mask of people that you at the astronauts. When you guys look at when you guys Google, you can Google like what the mask looks like the helmet of the astronaut, and it's a gold film, gold. When you guys look at the what is that? The space station, it has gold protecting it from the heat of the sun. The gold protects things from the heat of the sun. It can handle that level of heat. Don't get us started on diamonds. We can get started on diamonds. These are all things that people say, what real value does it have every single day? They're utilizing this to go to space. People are utilizing these things and lasers. They have strong military value. Think about what are the shells held in military value, and they're practicing with the rounds. Now, do you see the difference between a public education and a private education? With a private, at least says, okay, I need to have a blind trust. Why? Because I don't need you to know that I have investments in ammunition and guns. Fake money. Yeah. So many people think that there is none. So many people think they can say, oh, well, I filed the UCC. Okay, so you didn't do the secure. Do you know anything about securities then? Because if not, you need a securities agent on your team. And most people don't come with that type of knowledge. They don't come with that level of intellect. Think about it. If there's a such thing as a mortgage, which is a paper contract of debt, why couldn't there be something on that side with what you're looking to achieve? But those mortgages usually go through security agents. You all know that. There's underwriters on that. And so a lot of people don't see that, oh, there's underwriting on this as well. Yes, it is. If you're saying that there's a value of an asset, you have to have other people to appraise it. You can't just say, oh, this is what it's worth. Everybody would like to say this is what it's worth. They call them snake oil salesmen. In certain parts of the states, they call them snake oil salesmen. Gold and silver, you get what you pay for. Fake money, this is another sales program. It's always the never-ending rabbit hole. So many people even contact the phone and say, "Oh, it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole." How about we make it a point to say, "Okay, now it's just a lifestyle." Like that's where it's at. Gold and silver. Like we say, they're in the medical equipment. That's a big deal. Medical's still booming. Meet so many different people going in the medical field. The markets are fixed. It's definitely something that we have a private education on the gold and silver, the precious metals. That was a private education from a private mentor. Definitely someone separate from the trustee stuff, but in a trustee environment. And they he really just kind of he educated us the proper way about looking at the metals. That's how we're aware that the metals they come to Earth through asteroids. That's not something we read in the book. That was private community, private trustee training environment, and we appreciate that. But I mean, that's like something you can just Google and see that it's kind of how it happens. But you see that over a period of time, and you see the research that's done on it as well. Which that mentor did quite a bit of research on that type of stuff, and really just let us know that whatever the fixed markets are, there's always ratios. Every fixed market, a lot of the markets out here, they even tell you it's the London fix or the Shanghai fix. They literally tell you in your face it's a fix, and you just look at those markets and you see, okay, this is what's going on, and you all are aware of what the ratios are, which is a big deal in private trustee training. So, always really a big deal. even when we just want to make this very, very clear that, you know, we're not doing deferrals. We'll throw that one out there. That was easy. That's the fake money. The fake money is the deferral. Uh, yeah, the mentors educate us that gold and silver is not an investment, it's a savings. Now, you all that are not heavy in the gold and silver, you know, we want to make sure that you all understand that there are investors, mature investors around us that have been holding gold at $300. So if they held it at $300, they didn't just hold 1 ounce at $300. These are mentors that have been buying, gold for very, very long periods of time, and they bought it at great points. They've seen heights with it over the past 10, 15 years, 20 years, and they're definitely happy with the returns that they did for their $300 investment. Think about if you were getting gold at, you know, $300. Now it's $1,400 on the market. People like, oh, that's like an Amazon stock. It sounds like an Amazon stock, but think about what that's worth around the world. Not just in the United States when we talk about, oh, it's worth $1,300. You know, having quite a few of those, you just leveraged. That's called a wealth transfer. That's how you got out of the fake money, the quote unquote paper money, and into what's considered to be a hedge. It's called a savings. Hedging is traditionally savings, but hedging is also risque at times because you're risking your savings for profits. And hedging as well, they allow other people to pay them fees to hedge, which gives someone a greater opportunity to create greater risk because they're hedging other people's capital. And that's hedging market, is people are hedging people's money against their so-called savings. So interesting market once again. People try to say that's fake money. These different type of private equity investments, and a lot of people on the public side will just say, oh yeah, for sure, all of those things are not good investments, or those are risky investments. But you go talk to a fund manager tell you, man, look, I don't even know if I can squeeze 6 to 8 to 10% out of this investment right here, and they're still in the private sector with equitable deals. That these are the deals that they're looking to be presented, where they're getting paper debt off the books from one company, or you're starting to see investment in different companies. They're definitely investing in debt load. A lot of the private equity is investing in debt load. They're investing to get companies to a position where they can go public, and things of that nature. So see a lot of people that call that fake money. Oh well, how did you take some money that was really just in the bank account, and what did they say, invested, and it really have it didn't go anywhere. Okay, that's real, still real. So we didn't really need to name it real money, but we just wanted to name it fake money because there's so many people that, ladies and gentlemen, when you go through private trustee training, we know that gold and silver, collectible art, diamonds, all those things are I mean, think about it. Unless you're running heavy debt load where you have, or heavy asset load with a ton of gold, a ton of silver, I mean, that's small family status. Every bank has a gold and silver vault. So if your family is going to look to establish a family office, and or hold a family office, um, uh, you know, with with private position, just because you're building a private family banking, a lot of people come to the phone and say, "Oh, we're doing private family banking." If you're doing private family banking, you're definitely holding strong position in gold and silver. Those are asset bases that make your family stand the test of time because you're holding asset that, once again, Apple is recycling right now. Where are they getting their gold and silver? Can you sell them your gold and silver? Can your grandchildren or your children's children sell that gold and silver to a tech company that needs it to go further in space because they need more and the value of it went up now?
that's a possibility because your family just held it as a savings for long-term savings, 100 years, where okay, our family is going to be able to hold this asset, and if we ever need to sell it to the government or sell it to any type of private operation, we have an equitable private position that we can sell off, and positions can be possibly good. And that's just a great one position that a lot of people they don't look at, they may not look at, but quite a few wealthy families that still were not heavy in gold and silver. It's really interesting, but you still see um, when you see private transactions going on, ladies and gentlemen, you see private art that's going for $64 million. You see private art that's going for 13 plus $1 million each, multiple times over in certain sectors of the world. So it's not fake money. Oh, what's fake money? Who would spend $13 million for a piece of art, or who would spend $64 million for a piece of art? Look, that's what's going on the private side. People are buying art. They're buying assets that if they need to sell it off, and it's interesting that it's going from one wealthy hand to another wealthy hand. Fake money says keep using the fake money that you have that's considered to be paper, and not hold these tangible assets that hold value, that force you to save in an equitable position. It forces you to save in an equitable position. When people say pay yourself first, it's so interesting because we sit around the entrepreneurs, they do say pay yourself first, but the only seasoned investors are the ones that say that still, and they're doing it. Only the seasoned investors. Everyone else is like, was like, when the last time you acquired gold and silver for the family? And they're like, And ladies and gentlemen, the private equitable position is private for a reason. So yes, gold and silver is that position. People say, "Oh, I want to start a private family this and private family that." Can I start the trust out with no assets? Why can't you start it out with one asset called a piece of silver or a piece of gold? Why not? 1 ounce. Why not? Fake money is the paper money that you say, well, I don't want to put my paper money in a trust or whatever it is, but you can start it out with gold and silver. See, once you go gold and silver, you go private. This is what the episode that we had to do. Fake money versus gold and silver. So we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay this far. Always appreciate you all. Trey, Frey, Cassandra, Juan. Appreciate you all. Alrighty. Well, we don't see any questions in the chat. Once again, just wanted to do fake money versus real money. What's interesting is just to share this with you, a lot of wealthy people don't even like touching paper money because what you do begets more of what you do. So if you touch a lot of paper money, that's what you'll get. But if you touch a lot of silver or a lot of gold, that's what you'll get. And that's just from general observation of best practices and own practice and wealthy observation. The wealthy, not like the guys that are sitting around. We see these guys. We'll share a story with you all. The fake money looks like this. This is so interesting. Fake money looks like this. You got $1.2 million company. It literally somehow made 1.2 million, but $900,000 is to equipment and cost of goods. That means you're acquiring goods and then you're reselling or wholesaling. Okay, cool. Then we go to a whole other expense, which is another expense category that knocks off the other portion, and you end up coming out making $150,000 a year. You, as the owner of the company, after your employees, after all expenses, you come out with $150,000. Now, to a lot of your friends and a lot of your families, that looks good. We're talking about the fake money. A lot of debt service. And that's carrying your own debt. That's not the bank. We don't hear a line of credit from that company. We just literally heard, and maybe they do have a lot of credit. That's why they have the cost of goods service. But then why add that into the P&L? the profit and loss. Why? Because they're trying to show their numbers as $1.3 million, but then the owner of the company only cleared 150. There are a lot of people say that's considerable. The company made $1 million after taxes. I mean, after clearing all of that. I mean, yeah, after clearing that with the company, 150. That sounds great. Okay, you're about to get hit with the 33% now, right? Plus 33, 144. We're just gonna take 44, and then we're gonna say you cleared 100. Oh wow, by American standards, that sounds great to some people. Now, a lot of you all can look at that. That's how some companies, or a lot of companies, look on the public side. Very expense driven, very debt laden with expenses, and profits, true profits to the owner, are minimal. That was the distribution to the owner, 140K after 1.3 million. And we've seen many companies, we can talk about many companies that, through P&L statements, we can see what they're looking at, and we're traditionally, that's not something where we're looking to say, hey, let's put capital. They clearly have a heavy cost of service business, clearly, and that's fake money. They're looking good on paper. We did 1.3 overall, even because they're way filing their taxes, and it looks because it's P&L. Then you go into, how's that real tangible asset? So when people say, what should we invest in as a family? Are we investing in? Well, investing should be savings first, because you can't invest what you don't have. And then most people think that way. And then we're talking about not talking about the debt side of getting commercial loans and things of that nature. So, we're not even gonna say a commercial loan is fake money. If you acquire, guess what? If you acquire gold and silver, hard tangible assets, even contracts, intellectual property. If you acquire collectible art, you can collateralize those things on the UCC. For all the ones that do the UCC, you can collateralize those things and create a security with the securities agent. Did you know that? For the guys that are the fake teachers teaching out here about securitizing something, why not just go to a securities agent and go get some debt collateralized, or something, collateralized. People get property collateralized. That's why they have a mortgage. It's collateralized. See, ladies and gentlemen, the fake teachers, they don't speak like this because they're not in the financial space to speak the collateralization or the securitization. They're not in those places. They're over the internet parroting off, what are they? The redemption manual. So we hear that this is through consultations. Oh, we have this ache and this pain, and my wheels are spinning and we didn't go anywhere. So let's go somewhere. Because some people will type into the chat, well, you can get a line of credit and revolving lines of credit through your UCC. Oh, you can. How do you execute that? Do you execute that through a business plan? I don't think so. Everyone I've ever known to do that, they have executive summaries at the front of their booklet. Everyone. They have PPMs. We talk about these things. We sit in front of them. We talk to them. They launch the PPMs. They have the PPM sitting right there available to people to invest in their so-called idea or business. So the fake teachers don't say go get the securities agent. They say write some document yourself. Okay, sure thing. Why do you think they have securities agents? So they can have a detailed expertise in the specific styling of a security. We have mentors that launched options. Now, if you don't know what that term means, an option is something that it's a financial instrument. And there are people that write securities for financial instruments. An option is a financial instrument that needs to be securitized, and that's where you go to a securities agent to write the financial contract. So you can take that financial contract and actually have it sold as a security on an exchange, or through a private institution, private banking aspect, all of that good stuff. But these guys, we don't hear them over the internet talking about that. The fake teachers, we don't hear them talking about the securities. Then we don't hear them talking about the collateralization. We don't hear them talking about the securities agent.
because they'll tell you money's fake, but the birth certificate is real, or something about how you're owed some money or something. So fake money, gold and silver. Make sure that you acquire that. That's right now. There's the wealth transfer going on. The price of gold and silver went back down. What goes up must go down. Well, guess what? What goes down eventually goes back up. It really does. That's the market. It's cyclical. You know, when you hear these terms, it's cyclical. It showed a mark that it wanted to touch before. Oh, $2,000 gold. Oh, $37 silver. Right. What do? So you buy low. That's the rule, right? And then you sell high. Now, Warren Buffett practices that. He buys low, he buys distressed companies at times, and he sells high. But he's not a sell high. He holds high. He holds. Well, I've never heard of Warren Buffett selling a company, but we're very familiar with him buying and holding, and buying low and never selling. There are some investors that buy low, sell high. Selling high means, why would I sell high? Because what goes up must come down. It's cyclical. They understand that it's a fixed market. The true investors, they're called sophisticated investors, know that it is a cyclical market. See, their emotions aren't tied to it. Some people emotionally, when they initially hear that, they would say, well, why doesn't it just keep going up? That's an emotional reaction. A logical reaction says, what goes up must come down. It's a fixed market. It's cyclical. You take the facts for what they are. It's an environment that involves emotions. They play off people's emotions. Oh, it's going to keep going up. Or, oh, it's going to keep going down. Now, how can you benefit if you know it's going down? Some people like doing short selling on the market and things of that nature. And then there's some people that play and say, okay, I know it's going to go down and eventually it's going to go back up. That's how most people play and dab and dibble dabble in the market, and they call them retail investors. They call them retail for a reason. So the sophisticated investors, the accredited investors, they're in the environments where a lot of times private equity might be using their own capital or they're not, but they're utilizing contracts to acquire uh, debt service. So, if you're not used to hearing those terms, ladies and gentlemen, these are the terms that you hear in a private environment, or a private equity environment. People say, well, what's private equity? We talked about private banking. Ladies and gentlemen, there is, when people talk about fake money, you all have seen the President of the United States, of the United States in particular, try to literally just knock an industry that is, of course, it's going to make him look bad in history. It has made everyone look bad in history. It's making people look bad in history. The internet makes people look bad in history. There are people that said the internet wasn't going to work, and guess what? It has. So guess what? There's going to be people that are going to say the currency game is not going to work. It's working. When you can see people buy houses with this stuff, when you can see people actually hold cash, it's like, wow, how's that market happening in front of my eyes? See, it's already visual. The market's happening in front of your eyes. It's like artificial intelligence. It's happening in front of your eyes. They're saying it can't be happening. That's the fake money. No, it's happening in front of your eyes. The artificial intelligence is happening in front of your eyes. It's not fake. So crypto is not fake. They're trying to lower fees. If you're not in an international jurisdiction, you don't deal with the fees that people in international jurisdictions, that have people and family members in international jurisdictions, have to deal with banking. And then they're calling them underbanked right now, ladies and gentlemen. They're calling them unbanked, ladies and gentlemen. That means these people are not able to acquire traditional bank accounts with large banks in international jurisdictions. So now they're creating the internet money. See, they have the internet laws for the internet money because, as you can see, the big banks were slow to get into the internet money through lowering their fees. They didn't lower their fees. Well, they did. They got into crypto. They're in crypto right now as well. They're utilizing some of these companies that you already have seen. You're seeing a lot of the bubble and shake. That's real. But for sure, they're utilizing these companies already to speed up their technology, to speed up and lessen their fees. Every major private equity institution, when we talk about on the banking side, the public banking side, so this is the public, so you already should know that there's private equity that's in it, and we've sat around private equity right now that it's interesting because to see players that say that they've been around from 2012 with crypto, and they're still major players in the space. It's interesting for sure. It's good to see that they're private equity and they're holding strong. They're over 10 million, 50 million plus strong. Plus they look to be centimillionaires in this space with private equity for crypto. You can see, okay, they played their cards right. They're in an equitable position where they're literally holding good portions of the private equity space of crypto. So which is very interesting, very good to see that level of conversation and a market that you already see the market. They're talking trillion-dollar market. So to be at a small place with the billions or the hundred millions, that sounds really good. It sounds like a great play and great moves to be in that space right now. So we see a lot of value. Obviously, if they're still able to hold a strong market from 12 to 19, they're going to be the Facebook. Facebook's been around since plus '05, and they're saying we just reached a billion in 2000 and some 15 plus. They just reached a billion supposedly, or they just reached 2 billion because they're not allowed in every jurisdiction. Well, guess what? They're going to put their money in multiple jurisdictions now. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of the Vault listeners are going to go read the white paper for Facebook if you're on Facebook? If you're on Facebook, did you read the white paper for the Libra? They have a white paper for it. This is an easy way for you to read the market, to learn the market, to see what is really going on in this market. Someone is about to launch a currency just like they launched the largest social media network platform and marketing platform that the world has ever seen. That's what you're seeing in front of your eyes. Yes, AI is real. When they're able to take gaming and license gaming through Facebook and you have to pay for whatever they're asking people to pay for. Who knows what Libra and all of that? We know what the currency is about, but the gaming through it, oh yeah, the licenses through gaming for sure. And people call, and then the president says, "Oh, it's the fake money." We don't need the vault to be on the wrong side of history. It's like them going to space. Yes, Elon's pushing the thread and the needle, and he's looking to give out trips for $250,000. He's going to let you go up in a rocket, float around in orbit for a period of time, possibly even get to another planet if he can push that needle, but at least float around in space for a little bit and come back down for $250,000 minimum. Fake money, right? Fake thoughts, right? And guess what? Gold and silver, if you're invested in it, they're gonna need it there in your space. They're gonna be using that in your astronaut spacesuit, just like it's in your cell phone. Who's they? The ones that hold gold and silver, not the ones that don't. So some people have it in abundance and some people don't, because some people are holding large quantities, and that's why we say it's a very old tangible investment. Well, excuse me, old tangible savings actually. It's an old tangible savings. And it turns into investment because people end up collateralizing it out. You can see every bank traditionally has started with gold and silver. The United States and stuff was started with that, and then they went to more of a paper driven society. And as you can see, they're very paper driven right now. So it's not the fake money. They really do have a backing, or they're supposed to hold the backing of gold and silver, which, you know, as you can see, the state said we don't need to hold it. We're just going to put it on the paper, and now they're stretching the paper, and the paper is depreciating, whether you know it or not. The mentor is educated, as that the paper money is depreciating every single day, and as you can see, there's more value going into the crypto. There's more value going into the gold and silver. There's more value going into the real estate for sure. Real estate's going up. You can see a lot of the basic investments, whether it's tech, a lot of things are going up in value right now because who knows what these banks are going to do. But we see what the banks are doing as far as being positioned. They're positioned, and for people that may not be accredited investor, retail investors are going to experience that. You're going to experience the transition.
So the wealth transfers, we said, look, if it says buy low, sell high, then you already know the rules. See, the rules of the wealthy are simple and easy. They'll tell you that in front of your face, buy low, sell high, but they know you're not disciplined enough to do that. We know that when it gets to 20,000, you're not going to sell. They know this. So that's why they went to 20. The banks pushed it to 20. They said, okay, some people are already in at 5, so we're going to push it in at 12, up to 12. They pushed it to 12. Okay, some people didn't sell yet, so we're going to push it to 15. Okay, people didn't sell yet because it never reached that height. People think it's still going to go up. It's gone up 3 quarters or multiple stages. So guess what? We're going to go up now and keep pushing it to 20. They pushed it to 20. The market changed. Why? Because no, most people didn't sell, but some people did sell. And they said, okay, now it's time to go ahead and take back our $12,000. The banks did. They said, because remember, they went from what? 8 to 20. They put 12 in. And they got you out of there. Clean out of there. They sold their position. Whatever you had in there, you sold your position. 8,000. They said, okay, we're going to put some in, and then we're going to go ahead, because we're going to see some more people come in real quick. They're going to be like, oh, this is the rebound. Remember, it's cyclical. See, the terms are basic. It's cyclical. So they're going to say, oh, it goes down and it goes up. It goes down and it goes up. And that's true. And that's what they did. The market has just changed. You all see that. Go do your research on who's even investing in the market right now. You see Facebook's investing in the market. Who's investing in the market? You don't see no people talking about the gold and silver though. Except for the old, you gotta be considered an old fogey, I think, almost. Not to take that the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen, but the old fogies, you know, the old money. That's gold and silver. For sure. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay. Fake money, you know, fake money is the money that you're not making. That would be that one. That would be the funny one, honestly, because you know the paper assets are still relevant in today's world. Just like we said, the coins are still relevant, and as you all can see, gold and silver holds large tangible value as a savings. And you all can see private banking starts with that. Family holding large assets, long term. Pay your bloodline first. That type of mentality. Appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Look forward to you all tuning in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian at Trust Christian. Trustee Training starts August 4th, we believe. And we will see you all there. Peace and blessings. Christian at Trust Christian.